Hey, what's up, guys? It's Martinez. Just throwing out this quick advanced medical guide for any of you who are not familiar with advanced medical, or have never used it, or maybe just a little refresher for those of you who have but haven't used it in a long time. So I'm going to go over what to do as a basic rifleman, as well as a quick guide for any medics or CLS. Alright guys, first little tutorial is going to be a regular rifleman performing self-care in the field. So as you can see, I'm limping. I've been injured in the leg, as well as my screen is shaky and I'm bleeding. So I'm going to open up the ACE interface. This little UI in the top left hand corner is going to show me what's injured, if I'm bleeding or not, if I'm in pain, and what type of wound. So I'm bleeding, I'm in pain, and I have 2 large velocity wounds. The type of wound doesn't matter. You're going to do the same exact thing all around. First thing you're going to do, since it is an appendage, which means it's an arm or leg, I'm going to apply a tourniquet. So this tourniquet is going to stop the bleeding. This is really useful if you're just getting normal self-care, or if you're in a firefight and you don't have time to bandage. You can just throw a tourniquet on your appendage and then keep fighting, and you're not going to bleed out. You only want to leave these on for about 5 minutes, or else it's going to cause negative effects on your player. So once the tourniquet's on, I'm going to quick clot. Always start off with a quick clot. It's pretty universal, no matter what it is. Always start off with a quick clot. So once the quick clot is good to go, I'm going to just wrap it with elastic bandages until it no longer says bleeding. Alright, so it is no longer bleeding. However, the injury is still there. It's no longer bleeding, however, it still can reopen. As far as me, I'm in pain, so I can apply morphine. Again, only do 1. You only want to do 2 about every 10 minutes, or else you can run the risk of overdosing. So right now, I'm good to go. I can run around. I have no weapon sway. However, again, that wound still runs the risk of reopening. You can tell a wound is still there but not bleeding, because it will show up blue on your medical menu. So if I go to medical menu, that means I have a wound in my right leg. However, it's blue, so it is not bleeding. The way you mitigate that is you find a medic or somebody with medic perms, and they apply a pack to you, and I will demonstrate that in the next section. Alright, so in this segment I will demonstrate how a medic performs basic CLS from an unconscious state, and also utilizes the pack, the personal aid kit. Alright, so right here we have a injured soldier. So come up. As I'm performing the same steps we were always taught, I'm basically just checking for hemorrhaging. Alright, so we have a large invulsion and a large velocity wound on his right leg, and we have a small velocity wound on his left leg. But again, type of wounds don't matter in this this version of advanced, so I'm just going to apply tourniquets because they are appendages. So I'm throwing on the tourniquets to stop the bleeding. Alright, cool. So tourniquets are on. He's not going to bleed out. He's safe right now. Again, I'm going to start with a quick clot. Alright, quick clot is down. I'm going to elastic bandage. Alright, give him one more. Alright, boom. Your right leg's good to go. Alright, now again I'm going to start off with a quick clot. Go ahead and pack the wound first. And see, that stopped it right there. Alright, so now he's good to go. No more injuries, so I'm removing the tourniquet from both. It says he's still in pain, so I'm going to add 1 morphine to him. And that should bring his... There you go, good to go. Alright. Alright, so as you can see, the patient is no longer hemorrhaging. He's clotted up everywhere. However, the wounds are still there. Just because he's no longer bleeding doesn't mean they go away. Another way to look at this is on the medical menu. If a body part is blue, that means there is an injury there. However, it's not bleeding. So the way you mitigate this, right now he's completely combat effective. He doesn't have any weapon sway. He doesn't have any limp. However, you know, he still has runs the chance of reopening his wounds. So the way you mitigate this is you find a medic, anybody with medical perms, and they use a personal aid kit on you. And then they would treat you just like this. Super fast, and boom, this is the equivalent of a Zeus heal. Now his blood pressure's fine, his pulse is fine, and he has no wounds at all around. Alright. Alright, so my patient is down. just like this, he is now unconscious, so I'm going to go ahead and heal him up, and then I will get back to you guys when he's stable. Alright guys, so my patient is now stable. He's good to go. No more hemorrhaging. However, he's still lost a lot of blood and he's still unconscious. So obviously the next thing to do would be to diagnose him and give him blood, right? So I'm going to check his pulse, check his heart rate, see what he's at. So he's at 89. So that's a little bit high, but still completely normal. You know, he's completely fine heart rate wise. Heart's running smoothly. Check his blood pressure. 109/73. That's normal. It's a little kind of getting on the point of abnormal, but he's still good to go. So he's good for blood. So I'm just going to, just like normal, I'm just going to give him blood. Obviously, if his heart rate was really low right now, I could task somebody out to give CPR and get that heart rate going up a little bit more. So I'm just giving blood at this point. Alright, I'm going to recheck his blood pressure. 110/73, looking good. And 85. Alright, so he's still going good. Obviously, if you can look in the top left-hand corner, unlike advanced or unlike basic, it doesn't automatically give him the blood, so he's receiving an IV currently. So we're just going to let him receive this IV, let it go inside of him. So as you can see, unlike basic medical, he's receiving an IV currently. It doesn't just go automatically into him, so this kind of eliminates the need for 1,000 milliliter blood bags. Normally now, you know, we can start carrying actual realistic blood bags like 250 and 500, because you wouldn't just be carrying around 1,000 milliliter blood bags, and that's a little IRL. You know, it's really dangerous to put that much blood in somebody at once. So now I'm going to check his pulse again. So he's at 84, so he's getting back to normal. And 120/80, so that's getting almost perfect. It is rising a little bit, but it's not really concerned right now. So now I can go ahead and inject this epinephrine, get him his epinephrine. All right, and then he's still in pain, so I'm going to deal with his pain, and this should wake him up. Boom, and now he is good to go. And again, depending on where he got shot, he could be affected. So his legs, he would be limping. His arms, he would be swaying. So at this point, the medic would just use a pack and get him good to go. And that's it, guys. It's really simple. Obviously, it's not the advanced medical portion. This is kind of like a hybrid between basic and advanced. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask me. Come to me, and you know, I'll try to help you the best we can. But yeah, guys, that's it for very basic advanced medical.